Oh, right, there you go. It is a tricky one. So can you just say that again for our listeners?
Yeah, look, my parents made it up, Sebrina, so I always say it twice. It's Rowenna Davis, and I'm Labour's candidate to be Mayor of Croydon.
Wow, fabulous. How did you think that you were going to come up with this idea to become mayor?
Well, do you know what? I actually moved to Croydon to be a secondary school teacher about 10 years ago. And I was teaching on London Road. And I love the kids, really talented, really sparky young people. But I'm telling you, Sebrina, and your listeners will know this, the challenges they faced outside the classroom were really tough. Like family breakdown, overcrowded housing, crime, like drug dealing on the street, the knife crime issues. And it just made me think, we're not going to get the best out of kids inside the class till we deal with the things outside the class.
Yes.
And that's what made me want to go be a mayor.
Right. So before you become a mayor, you have to be a councillor, right?
No.
So you were a teacher and you've seen that you want to change the community. You're not really liking what you're seeing going on. So how did you make that transition to become mayor?
So you don't have to become a councillor, but I did. And, you know, I would recommend all of your listeners think about becoming councillors here. You know, you've got a lovely other guest in the studio, Humayun Kabir, who I know is an old favourite of yours, who is a councillor. And this is such a good way to, like, dip your feet into politics and serve your community. And, you know, at that time I became a councillor, I also became a mum for the first time. And you mums out there, you know that when you have those first kids, you start noticing every crack in the pavement, you start noticing every needle that's in the playground, every broken bottle. And, you know, being a counsellor is about being able to fix those very tangible things in your local area. And so, yeah, that was my way in. I started that and I was like, do you know what? We need to do this full time. And,
she's like, right, we've got to do this full time.
Yeah.
And was your husband on board with that?
Bless you. My husband is a very, very good chef, a very good cook. And he not only helps me look after my little ones, but he also keeps me well fed. Bless him, I couldn't do it without him. Shout out to Marcus. Love you.
Yeah, I met you, Marcus. He's absolutely outstanding. He's very supportive. And I just see the way he looks on you. He's just completely in love with you. And that's so nice to see.
Oh, do you know what? I think to have a man that backs a woman and backs the woman in a role of leadership is a very special and important thing. And so thank you to all the men out there who are doing that.
Yes, so thank you to all the men. You see this lady? She's so thoughtful. She's thinking about the men. And we have a man in the studio, so I'm not going to shy away from him. He said it's not about him today. But I have to give props to the gentleman who has helped me a lot on my journey. So this is Mr. Humayun Kabir. You can say hi to the listeners.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, I'm delighted to be here with Sebrina, and just to say thank you very much for inviting us, and Rowenna Davis, who is the Labour mayoral candidate in Croydon on upcoming election on 7th of May. Just a week.
1 week
One
today,
week to
guys.
go.
Get your say.
Yeah.
1 week today. You're paying enough council tax to get your say.
Oh, and you know what? I want to ask, how can people vote for you? This is one of the key things, because that's actually a message that came in. So how can they vote for you?
Yeah, I'm so glad that you asked that, because it's very important that you have your say. So step one is you need to find your polling station. Yeah, so if you just Google, where is my polling station? You can type in your postcode. It's going to be somewhere very close to your house, 5-minute walk probably. And then number two is, once you've found that polling station, on the 7th of May, 1 week today, you go down there with any piece of photo ID. So like your passport, a driving license, anything like that. That's all you need.
It's very easy, very breezy.
And then number three is that when they tick you off the list, they're going to give you your ballot papers and you're going to go put a cross in the right box, ideally next to me, Rowenna Davis, and wonderful Humayun, and any other Labour candidates you may have in your area.
Fantastic.
And then you're done. You're done.
And is it only your specific area that you can do?
Yeah, so each person votes in the area. And I know you've got listeners from Penge and you've got listeners from Croydon.
We have a lot of listeners from Croydon. In fact, a lot of people that are on this radio show are originally from Croydon, so they can't believe that you're here. So we might have someone popping in. Yeah, we had two people earlier, but you were late. So, well, you weren't. You had other engagements. So she's a busy woman. I'm so happy and grateful to have you here with us today. So I want to touch on a few things, because I know I've only got you for a little bit. And guys, we've got a break coming up. We have a break. Oh, we got 10 minutes. We can quickly push through, can't we?
Yes.
Yeah. We're not stopping. She's relentless. Can you hear this? Okay, guys. So I want to ask you a few things, because I'm getting some messages in as well. So Tell me about the town centre in Croydon, because I remember when we were talking, it was like the old West End. Do you remember back in the day we had everything there, Alders, we had everything. So tell me about what you think about the town centre in Croydon right now.
100%. I am sure your listeners remember going to Croydon in its heyday. It was like the Oxford Street of South London, and Christmas time in particular, it was a very special place to come and shop. My mum was telling me that when I was a kid, that was a special day out when we went to Croydon, right?
Can you imagine?
But now it's becoming a ghost town. You know, it is so sad to see how it's been hollowed out. And even just a few weeks ago, the Grant Cinema closed, so now we don't even have a cinema in the town centre anymore. And I feel like we desperately need new leadership to end the decline. So I've said, if I come in, we need to get new investors coming in, especially to these sites which are now just derelict and brownfield, you know, and decaying and empty. So Play Tower is one that's just completely rotting right there.
I know
On
the
St. George's
Nestle
Walk,
Towers.
yeah, but now it's like a carcass of a building, like a skeleton, just
How many
sticking out
people
there.
could even live in there if they did new
Exactly.
apartments and everything? Your mindset is amazing that you're even thinking about this, because, you know, you can get the investments and you just really need to be elected, so then you can actually get these things put down in paper and writing and get them done. And
Exactly. And too many people have said it's too hard, we're going to give up on it. And, like, you know, a mayor doesn't control all of it, but you're a place builder. You should go out there and get those partnerships, and no one will work harder than me to make it happen. Because you are so right, Sebrina. We need new shops, new jobs, new homes for people who desperately are out there needing them.
Right, so I want to touch on quickly before we move on, how clean is Croydon? Because you just said it looks brown waste, derelict and all of that. So tell us about how you could help clean up Croydon.
Oh my gosh. Well, first of all, I love Croydon streets and the architecture. Anyone who comes knows we're like this wonderful kaleidoscope of like 1960s brutalism, Victorian architecture, even stuff from the 1600s like the almshouses. Beautiful streets. Unfortunately, buried under piles of mattresses, fridges, black bin bags spilling out all over the place. Croydon has more fly tipping than any other place in England. Yeah?
Wow.
And there's two things we're going to do about it. First, we're going to do enforcement. So if you dump on our land, we are going to come after you with fines. We are going to prosecute you. If you are dumping with a car, we will take your vehicle and crush it. Yeah?
I love that.
If you're a commercial, if some people make money by taking waste and just putting it on the floor.
That's what they're doing.
Exactly.
They're getting paid to do it.
Yes.
I know that because there's some apartments up the top from me, and you just see people just dumping stuff because you have the bins there. But I just think it's so disrespectful. I just feel like, what are you doing to the environment and the community? So people are using Croydon to dump their waste and getting paid to do it.
Yeah, exactly. And they're getting away with it, and no one's after them. But I'm coming after them.
Wow.
And we're going to publish their names on Facebook if we need to. That's fine. And we're going to get points off their license and crush their vehicle. But the second thing we need to do, Sebrina, is we need to make it easier for people to get rid of their waste. So we're going to have big skip days where every few months you can get rid of your bulky waste for free. Because a lot of people at the moment, it's £40 per item. If you can't get to the tip with a car, you pay £40 for one item. That's a lot.
Well, I know a gentleman who's just had to pay for a tip, and he's in Blackheath, bless him. So I can really vouch that it is an inconvenience. So if you can like alleviate that from some people and have that once a month, even every 2 months, everyone would just keep their stuff together and they're doing something for the community and for the environment. So I think that's a great idea. Did you come up with that?
Actually, lots of other councils already do it, like Merton. It does it very successfully. But I figure if they can do it in Merton, why can't we do it in Croydon?
There we go. So you're bringing new things to Croydon as well. I love that. Right, because Croydon is quite beautiful. Now, as Croydon gets a lot of stigma, you know, it gets a lot of stick. So I want to say some beautiful things about Croydon. Let's say some beautiful things about Croydon. And I don't think we could hear it from anyone better than you.
Oh, I really appreciate you giving me the chance to say that, because I love this place. I chose to make it my home. I wasn't born there. I chose to make it the home for my family. And look, you know, you are 15 minutes from central London. You're 15 minutes from the most beautiful countryside you can imagine. You've got more young people than anywhere else in London with all that talent, like being fed at places like the Brit School and Fairfield Halls and Stanley Arts. And then you've got this incredible diversity, and people are comfortable with their neighbours of all races and backgrounds. They're so generous. Like Croydon is a place that has charities like Night Watch, where the homeless have had an option to have a meal given to them by volunteers every single night for 50 years.
And Mr. Kabir does it as
And
well.
Mr. Kabir does it too. You know, honestly, your listeners, you need to come to Croydon. But the thing is, the people are great, the location is great. You know, everything's set up for success there. Yeah, the rents are relatively affordable compared to other parts of London. You've got Gatwick Airport on your doorstep.
Exactly.
Yeah, but it needs new leadership. and it needs no investment.
Wow. You just put it down for everyone. You just told them what it is. And I just want to really say I've been around you, and when we was at the dinner, I can see how people talk to you and how they gravitate to you and how you really take your time to talk to everyone. Like, everyone's opinion really matters to you. So you've got a real, true heart for the community. So I honestly believe that you are going to come in and you're going to make a big change in Croydon. The town hall is going to be your new home. I see it. So we've got 2 more questions just about Croydon. I don't think we might have enough time to do these. So what I will say to you is, if you would like to share a little bit about yourself. Where were you originally from?
Oh, yeah. Oh, and also, look, thank you so much to your listeners. And maybe if you have me back, I can come back and do some more questions. I'd love that. But in terms of my background, I actually was born in Lewisham, so still a South London girl.
Okay.
Not that far away.
I went to Catford Girls' School, so
Oh
I'm
my gosh.
from Lewisham.
Oh my, that's
areas.
Where I was gonna go to.
Well,
But
Catford.
Well, I know that. Yeah, yes. Do you know Aaron Nursery? I wonder if you know Aaron Nursery.
No.
Or Rushy Green Primary School.
I know. I went to Hither Green Primary School.
We're like neighbours.
Oh, there
Like
you
neighbours.
go.
Exactly. And then I was actually a journalist for a while out there as well. But do you know what? I kept writing these articles about social injustice. Like, I'd go into prisons and like live with asylum seekers, and there were all these issues out there. But I kept thinking, I don't want to write about it. I want to act on it.
Yeah.
And that's why I found the perfect job for me, even with all the risks involved. And when you got colleagues like Humayun and great people like you feel like there's no better role in the world.
Wow. Well said. Prison. How did you manage to get in prison?
Yeah, well, I wasn't behind the bars, right?
No, definitely not. But you went into prisons.
Yeah.
What program was that?
So there's just because I was really interested in what happens to people when you lock them up like that. Is it working, or is it actually just making things worse? Yeah. And so I did a couple of articles. One was looking at a prison in which they ask the prisoners to manage the prison themselves, and they get to work in the prison, and they get to do a lot of therapy in the prison as well. So they have to take responsibility for the prison jobs, the prison roles, and they have to deal with their emotions. And that therapeutic prison asked more of them and got more from them than ones where you just leave people to rot, for example.
So when the people went out, they actually changed their life?
Yeah, because they were used to getting up, doing a job, taking responsibility for themselves and contributing.
Wow.
Instead of just sitting there. So that was one article I wrote about that. I was trying to expose good practice about things that would happen. Yeah.
That sounds amazing. And guys, just to really plug in what's going on tonight, we have an authors event, as we're just talking about writing articles, and I would like to invite everyone who's listening in, if you want to come down to 201 Tooley Street tonight from 6 p.m. till 9:30. We will be meeting authors, and they will be talking and sharing their journey, and then we will have some music and drinks till 10:30 p.m. That is amazing. So we're going to be touching back with Rowenna. I say it right?
Rowenna Davis, yeah.
Yes, Miss Rowenna Davis. And we will be finding out how we can make Croydon safer. Because right now, Croydon has got a lot of stigma on its safety, as well as, there's a lot of things on social media which is not in the best light, but we have a lady here who is going to make it better. And I see you as the mayor, and then we are going to talk about cost of living crisis, because there's a lot of things that are going on right now, and we want to make it better, and we want to go on holiday, and we want to buy our loved ones beautiful items. So is there anything new that you have bought recently for yourself or your family?
Oh, that's such a good question. Do you know what? I haven't bought it. It's what did I get recently for my girls? Do you know what? There is this purple unicorn that I've bought my 5-year-old, and she always insists on taking it in the car. And now wherever I go, even if I'm by myself and she's at school, there's this nee going on in the back of my car, and I'm trying to think about what I'm going to say in this speech or whatever, and this thing will not shut up in the back of my car. So that's the last thing I bought for my loved one, and you've reminded me I need to remove it and put it back in the bedroom.
And you need to buy something for yourself. You need to really treat yourself, because I see you work hard, and I'm on your Instagram, and I see how much you're doing for the community. So we want you to give back something to yourself. Maybe a spa day. I'm talking to your husband there. Or something, yeah, really, you know, sometimes as females, we work so hard, we don't really treat ourselves. So it's always nice to take
What
that.
was yours then? What's
I
your
went to the
latest
spa
treat?
on Tuesday.
I love that. I can
Yeah.
tell from your skin.
Oh,
It's
thank you.
glowing.
You're all glowing. I was looking at both of you. So, yes, guys, we have a 5-minute break.
After election.
After election.
After the elections, guys.